What's up? What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. I don't know why I paused for a second there. I was like, welcome to, and I just paused. Welcome to the channel, actually. We have an interesting Serie A match today. Inter Milan, Jesus Christ. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. We have an interesting match today. Inter Milan versus Como, which I think is going to be very, very good. I think it's going to be a very, very good match. The last time we watched Inter Milan was, I believe, against Napoli, and they lost. And then the last time we watched Como was against Juventus, and they won. So, you know, it's a contrast, to be honest. And I think it's gonna set a precedent for how the season is going to go. I mean, we can have a look at the league table before the game starts here, which I can do that, can't I? Let me just make sure I can do that. But yeah, I think it's gonna be an interesting match. I'm always excited to watch Como because of Nico Paz. I mean, it's looking like he's going to be coming back to Real Madrid next season, which I'm not the biggest fan of because I don't see where he plays in the team. But I mean, at the end of the day, it could be interesting, you know. At the end of the day, it could be interesting. Let me just set this up first before we hop onto the webpage. All right, let's have a look at the webpage and see what we can see in the table. So, I mean, it's interesting. It's an interesting league table. Milan top with 28 points, along with Napoli 28 points. Inter Milan, if they win this game, they go top of the league. And if Como win this game, they go into top four, which is massive. Very, very massive. I mean, is it crazy to say Como are in contention for the league title because they've come up against Juventus and they've won against them? So this is going to be one of the games they need to win if they want to be. I mean, obviously, I don't think their plans are to win the title. Obviously not. But if they want to be in and amongst top four, these are the games they need to get something. Not necessarily a win, but at least get something. Get something in this game, and you put yourself in a good position to get that top four spot. And I think Como could get a draw. I think a draw would be a wonderful result for Como. Away from home, I mean, a win would be amazing. A win would be amazing for Como. It would be concerning for Inter, but it would be very, very amazing for Como. Tomorrow we're going to be doing Napoli Juventus, which I'm very excited to watch because Napoli have been on fire form, and we haven't watched Juventus under Spalletti. So I'm very interested to see how that match goes. You know, Spalletti, former Napoli manager as well. Antonio Conte. I think Antonio Conte has managed Juventus. So, you know, it's going to be very interesting. Oh, that's a dangerous tackle on Mateus Nunes. I'm watching the Sunderland Manchester City game. That's a red card. That's a red card for the Sunderland player. That's a bad tackle. My goodness. Kind of like what Caicedo did, but a little worse because I don't think he was even going for the ball. That's horrible. That's a red card. The reddest card I've seen in a long time. That was horrible. I think he knew, yeah. He knew that was a bad tackle. O'Neill, I mean, your team is losing, and to get a red card in that situation, it's a bit of a weird one. It is a bit of a weird one. But we have to tune into the Sunderland match. The Inter versus Como match. Let me just change that real quick. Get up. You have to get up to do that. Yeah, so I think Cesc Fabregas is an interesting coach. I think he's definitely going to be Barcelona's next manager when Hansi Flick goes. I can see it. It's kind of like clockwork, to be honest. I think not Xabi Alonso. I think Cesc Fabregas is going to be the next Barcelona coach when Hansi Flick goes, which could be soon. Could be soon, you know. But yeah, he's doing a fantastic job at Como. And Nico Paz, I mean, brilliant player this season for Como as well. Best player in Serie A by a mile. He's leading everything. He's leading in ratings. He's leading in goals, assists. He's not leading in goals, but he's one behind Lautaro Martinez. So I mean, as a center attacking mid, that's very impressive. Very, very impressive. But yeah, let me know what your predictions are for this match. Who do you think is gonna win? Who do you think deserves to win? What do you think is gonna happen in the game? I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on this. But yeah, I think it's gonna be an interesting one. It is. It is. The lineup is interesting as well. We can have a look at the lineup here. We have Como's lineup on screen, which is Morata, Nico Paz, Rodriguez, Adai, Kakere, Perron, Vale, Ramon, Carlos, Post, and Butez in goal. And I mean, out of the 11 players on the pitch, I know only 3. Mateus Perron, Nico Paz, and Morata. I haven't watched enough of Como to really know which players can do a lot of damage. The last time we watched them, it wasn't the best performance out there. And the last time they put on a good performance, I also didn't know anyone. The only players I was impressed with were Maxime Kakere, Nico Paz, and yeah, that's all, to be honest. And Inter, we have Martinez, Thuram, DeMarco, Zielinski, Çalhanoğlu, Barella, Enrique. This is a full Inter squad, which, goes to show how good Como have been this season. For Inter to put out a full squad just goes to show how good Como have been this season. Honestly, it does. It does go to show. So again, I think it's going to be an interesting match. Hopefully we see some goals. I want to see a lot of goals. I want to see goals go by. I want to see good goals. I want to see good performances. Nico Paz, shining star at the moment. And ahead of the World Cup, I think he's going to be very key for Argentina. Very, very key for Argentina. Yeah, I do. I do. I do. Um, yeah. Predictions. I mean, I want to see a good game. So if I can get a 2-2 draw, I'll take it. If I can get a 2-2 draw, I'll take it. I'll take a 2-2 draw because I think Como can be good enough to get a draw in this game. And I think Inter, though they are good, they do have a little bit of lapses in their gameplay. So I think a 2-2 draw, so basically a draw would be very good. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Do you think Madrid need pass? No, actually, I don't think Real Madrid need pass at all. I really don't. It's not. It's like he's an attacking midfielder, playing where Bellingham is playing. Like it's kind of like we're not learning from the fact that we are not a balanced team, and bringing Nico Paz to the team is going to add to that imbalance. So definitely, I don't think we need Nico Paz. We have enough players in his position to the point where we don't need him. So I don't know why Real Madrid are going for Nico Paz or going back for Nico Paz. If I'm Nico Paz, I wouldn't go to Real Madrid. I'm going to be very real with you. If I am Nico Paz, I don't think, obviously, Real Madrid is a dream move for anyone. But you look at that Real Madrid team, as good as Nico Paz is, do you bench Jude Bellingham for Nico Paz? You know? And would Nico Paz want to be a backup to Jude Bellingham? Because it's going to be a situation where if Nico Paz plays well, you have to play Nico Paz over Bellingham. And if Bellingham plays well, you're going to have to play Bellingham over Nico Paz. And I don't think both of them can work in the same team. So, again, we're going to have to see. I think is it the January or 2026 or next summer? I'm not sure on. I hope it's not the January, because if it's the January, we're just going to derail Nico Paz's season for no reason. So I hope it's not in the January transfer window that Madrid are looking to get him back. Hopefully it's in the summer. But yeah, for Fabrizio to put that out, I think there's a lot of credibility to that. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to see how that plays out. But I don't see his use in the team. He's a good player, but I don't really see where he plays. We're off. Okay. Big game for both teams. Very big game for both teams. Very, very big game, and I'm expecting to see big performances. Oh, Lautaro Martinez, he could be in here over the goal here. I think he was offside. It's a lovely pass from Bastoni. And Martinez was 1-on-1 against the goalkeeper, and I think, was he offside or was it a corner? It's a corner. Wow. Well then, that was a big chance in the first minute of the game for Inter, and they've gotten a corner here. DeMarco, somebody putting this in. Who can he find? Ball into the box. Header out by Como. Adai. Headed out again. Inter just slowly building themselves. Oh, Barella, what a pass. It's intercepted. Adai. He's a quick one, Adai. A very quick one. He is a quick player. I'm very impressed by Cesc Fabregas this season. Honestly. I think even from last season. He brought Como from Serie B, if I'm not mistaken. Inter Milan just bopping the ball around here. Good passage of play. They've started the game with good intensity, which Inter Milan do tend to do. And Como passing out from the back. They're going to do that. They're going to do that, Como. You hardly see Como hitting the ball long. They're going to pass the ball out from the back, which could be dangerous because Lautaro Martinez and Thuram, they do pass the ball. They do press. They do press. Plans for Christmas. I mean, maybe I'm just gonna stay in, to be honest. I don't really have any big plans for Christmas. Just gonna have Christmas food, stay in, and just chill. I don't really have major big plans for Christmas or anything like that. Yeah. My plans for Christmas are very, very low. Not very, very low, very, very reduced because, again, nothing really much going on. Foul here for Inter, I believe. It is for Inter. They started the game aggressively, Inter Milan. They really have. Oh, lovely ball through Barella. This could be. Oh, good save. Inter Milan now have had 2 chances to put themselves in front, and Como, the intensity Inter are providing here, it doesn't look like Como are going to be able to deal with it. They're going to have to fix up Como. Gonna have to fix up because Inter have come into this game aggressive, looking to start something. Very aggressive from Inter. And it's another corner. Put into the box. Headed out. It's going to be a goal kick for Como. Thuram was the one who headed it out. It's another corner, actually. Not a goal kick. Çalhanoğlu again with another opportunity to put a ball into the box. Ball into the box again. It's Thuram with a rising header. But he can't really get on there. Another corner again for Inter. They're piling up the pressure here. They're piling up the pressure on Como. And hey, granted, because you don't want to give Como the chance. We saw that against Juventus. You do not want to give Como the opportunity to grow into a game because they have the quality to make you pay. DeMarco, ball into the box. Oh, the Como goalkeeper gets a touch on it. Lovely pass out from the back. That's Nico pass. Beautiful touch by Morata, but it's not enough to really cause any issues. It was a good pass from Nico pass. Pass actually. I think it was a foul on him. Lautaro Martinez, this is the chance again from Barella. It was a good save. It was a good save from the Como goalkeeper. Good save. Como's pass, I'm really concerned about their passing off from the back. I mean, they've done it effectively. I had this concern in most of the games I've watched Como. They pass out from the back a lot. And I'm always very concerned that they're going to lose the ball by a team pressing. They really don't go long. They don't go long at all. They're very intent on passing the ball out from the back. So I'm very concerned that if they keep doing that, they might end up losing the ball. Because Inter Milan, they're not going to allow you. Lautaro Martinez and Thuram are not going to allow you to pass out from the back. So it might be better off going long. I know they don't have Morata is tall. You can go long with Morata. You know? Lautaro here, putting a lot of pressure. Como defender holding on to him. It's a foul. It's a foul by Lautaro on the Como defender. Jacobo, another Real Madrid player. Is he on loan or has he been sold to Como? Arsenal lost today. What are your thoughts? I mean, good win for Aston Villa. It was a good win for Aston Villa. I watched the match and I always have a little bit of gripe with Arsenal because I think sometimes they look toothless. They lack their, look at this match at the moment. 6 minutes in and Inter have been relentless, creating chance after chance after chance. And granted, yes, they are at home. Granted, I understand that. But a team that has, the reason you're able to create these chances is they have better quality players than Como have. So they capitalize on that and create chances. But you watch Arsenal's games and they never really start games with that aggression and intensity. I know, yes, Aston Villa are on a 6-game winning streak, but Arsenal have been winning a lot of games this season, top of the league. You have the quality players, but they started the game so mildly, and it was like, I think Gyökeres and Trossard came in and changed the game for Arsenal, definitely. But maybe if they started the game earlier, they would have gotten they would have got the first goal earlier. Like they would have scored the first goal earlier and maybe put the game to bed in the first half. Because I don't think Aston Villa were that good in the first half. But anyways, it is what it is. I don't think it's gonna affect Arsenal in the league. I mean, I basically made a video on this. Como slowly coming up here, but it's Inter on the counter attack here. Thuram 1v2, but Lautaro has come to back him up to make it a 2v2. But Nico pass, he's tracking back to defend. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see from a player of his age and his quality, tracking back to defend. I'm pretty confused on Nico pass. Is he an attacking midfielder or a center midfielder? I mean, I think he's an attacking midfielder. I think he's just dropping deep for, just to help out the team a little bit because Inter Milan are piling up the pressure. But yeah, I don't think, the loss today is going to affect Arsenal really that much. I mean, City have won today. Lovely cross into the box, but Morata isn't getting there. Como are slowly starting to look dangerous. Nico pass, lovely footwork, gets away from Chalanoglu. A die. He's a smart player. He's a smart player, Nico pass. Inter player down. The referee is he's kind of making the game some type of way. Slowing the game down here. Stop starts. Was that a foul, really? I mean, kind of. Let me look at this again. Yeah, it was a foul. I think that was a yellow card, actually. Kind of hit Bastoni in the face. Kind of looked like a yellow card. But here's the chance again. Thuram, Nico pass. You got the tackle on him. He's gonna be a good player. I really hope he doesn't go to Real Madrid. I mean, it's crazy saying that, seeing as I am a Real Madrid fan, but I don't want Nico Pass to come to Real Madrid at the moment. I don't think Real Madrid at the moment is a team to build a lovely move here. Lautaro Martinez on the right hand side, he's still going. He can take a shot. Oh, he doesn't. Options. It's a goal. It's been coming. Hakan Çalhanoğlu. It's Martinez. What? Was it Martinez that scored the goal? Wait, hold on. It's a goal for Inter, but I don't think it's Martinez that scored the goal. Because Martinez put the cross in, right? Was it Martinez or Çalhanoğlu? Wait, I think I'm getting my bearings wrong here. I mean, it's a goal for Inter. It doesn't matter who scored it. It's a goal for Inter. But I think it's Martinez that scored the goal. Okay, so Martinez gives the ball to... Oh, it wasn't Martinez on the wing. Okay, I was confused. It wasn't Martinez on the wing. I was like, how did Martinez go from the left wing all the way to center forward? I was so confused. But yeah, go for Inter Milan. It has been coming. It has been coming. They've been peppering. They have been peppering Como this game. In the first 10 minutes, it has been relentless pressure from Inter Milan. And I think Como can't really do much. I don't think Como can complain. They can't do much about this goal. It's just a relentless pressure from Inter Milan to get that first goal. Who was making that run? Oh, Henrique. Luis Enrique. Okay. Luis Enrique for Inter. He was the one making the run on the right-hand side. I was confused. I thought it was Lautaro Martinez. Anyways. 1-0 for Inter. I mean, the way Inter are playing, they could get two before the end of the first half. But I'm hoping Como can do something here. Morata losing the ball. I mean, Morata in big 2025. I mean, we're getting to 2026 and Morata is still your front man. I don't know if that's a good idea. I really don't. Really don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think Morata is I mean, how old is Morata to be? That's a question. That's a question to figure out on stream. 33 years. Come on now. 33 years. How many goals has he scored this season? He scored no goals and had only 1 assist. That's crazy. That is crazy. I'm going to be real with you. That is crazy. Como should invest in a striker. Maybe in January. I don't know. I mean, the striker markets, in terms of players who can just come in. Look at him. He can't even control the ball. He cannot even control the ball, Morata. He's got that experience, no doubt about that, but experience without quality doesn't mean squat. Really doesn't mean squat. Like, I mean, I'm trying to think of strikers that could come. I mean, Joshua Zirkzee. To be honest, I don't know Como's financial situation, but a Joshua Zirkzee in this Como team, I'd pay to see that. I would. You know, he's not necessarily being used in United. I know recently he's been played, but I don't think he's part of Ruben Amorim's plans. I think it's because Sesko is injured. If Sesko was fit and ready, I don't think Ruben Amorim would be using Joshua Zirkzee. So I think Joshua Xerxes in this Como team wouldn't be a bad idea. He's a good player. He's a good player, Joshua Xerxes. I wouldn't mind him, being at strike. Other than Morata, like Morata is not. He's someone you bring from the bench. I don't think you start Alvaro Morata in 2025. He's not really going to be a major player for your team. But anyways, maybe that's what Como can afford. That could be the case. If you're watching and you're new to the channel and you do enjoy the content, do make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications as well. I appreciate, the support on the channel. I just want to put that out there. Support on the channel this year, after being not MIA, geez, I wasn't missing, but after being off for a very long time, the support on this channel when I came back was absolutely brilliant. You guys are the reason I'm still doing this, to be honest. You guys are the reason I'm still having the motivation to get up and make content to put on the channel for you guys to watch. So the support has been absolutely brilliant. I've absolutely loved it. We went from 120 subscribers to we're now on 167. It's absolutely brilliant. Very, very intense. And I haven't been back on the channel for a very long time. It hasn't been long. Honestly, it really hasn't been long. Yo, SKFC, how's it doing? Hope you're doing great in chat. But yeah, the support has been crazy. So if you do want to show more support and you enjoy the content, please do consider hitting the subscribe button. Lautaro Martinez is down here. Here's the goal again. Caio Henrique, who I mistaked for Lautaro Martinez. He did very well, actually. Another Brazilian on the wings in Serie A. So I have Wesley at left mid for Roma. He looks very good. And now Henrique on the right wing back, basically, for Inter. So I think Brazil have got their two wing back positions sorted. Wesley and Caio Henrique. Is it Caio Henrique or Luis Henrique? Luis Henrique, yeah. One playing for Inter and one playing for Roma, both in the Serie A. I think people are not gonna, admit this, but I think the Serie A this season is competitive. It is probably more competitive than La Liga. I'm having more fun watching Serie A matches than I'm having fun watching La Liga matches. Like, I can't watch Real Madrid versus Real Madrid versus Girona. It wasn't a good game. I can't even lie and say it was a good game. It wasn't a good game. Madrid were just bad and gave Girona the chance to get a draw. But I can watch Inter versus Como because it's interesting. Which match did we watch? I think it was Bologna versus Napoli. It was an interesting match, which I should do more of. I should watch more Bologna matches, actually. Adai, nothing going on for Adai here. Como have just been out-qualitied, is the word, which is not a word that I would use. But it is the word I used to describe. Morata again, losing the ball. If I'm Cesc Fabregas, that's probably the first sub. Morata, but who's on the bench? That's the question. If you take off Morata, who's on the bench? Let me have a look at the bench here. So in terms of striker options, they have Duvikas. I think Duvikas is a good option, right? Yeah, he's got 3 goals and 6 starts. He's not suspended as well. I think he's also fit. The chance for he was offside anyways. Lautaro Martinez with a good shot, but I think he was offside. Oh, doubt he was so offside. Jesus Christ. Marcus Thuram was so offside. And I think he knew he was offside. Yeah. Yeah, so Como can just bring on Duvikas. I don't know what Cesc Fabregas. I don't know what Morata is doing playing this game. To be very honest with you, he's not reaching the standards of Morata, you know, which is not a high standard as well. Morata has never been a has been a good striker, never really on that pedestal of being one of the best. He's always been in and about. He's a good striker, But yeah, how the rest of the matches go in the Premier League? Actually, I didn't check that. Como just building up here. I keep saying Caio Henrique. I feel like I'm thinking of another player when I say Caio Henrique. Luis Enrique wins the ball here. Como defender holding on to Marcus Thuram. And he's just hugging the Como player as well. Anyways, Como is building up slowly. Nico Paz hasn't had too much of the ball. You want to give the ball to Nico Paz as much as you can. But Inter Milan are also not blind to that. Barella he's on Nico Paz like a shadow. He's definitely following him for sure. They're not giving him any chances, Nico Paz. Which, granted, it does put some respect on his name. It does. It does put some respect on his name. Luis Enrique loses the ball in the midfield. Como again passing out from the back. I can't talk too much about the passing out from the back because it works. They haven't lost the ball ever since they've been doing it. So I guess it works. But, you know, I guess it makes them more structured. Did you see Turkey's assist? Yes, I did see Turkey's assist. He's a good player. He's a good player. He's a wonderful player, but I think he's not going to be Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, it's going to be very difficult to find a Kevin De Bruyne replacement to Manchester City and do what Kevin De Bruyne did. But I think he's going to be a different flavor of attacking midfielder. He's going to be like kind of like Mesut Ozil. He doesn't have the passing range of Mesut Ozil, but he has the directness of an attacking midfielder that wants to go for it. He's got good feet on him. He's a technically gifted player. The only thing he lacks is maybe the passing range that someone like a Kevin De Bruyne can give you. But he's got a good pass on him. Regardless of the lack of passing range, he's got a good pass on him. And he's got the eye for dramatics for sure, as we saw with the Phil Foden, the assist to Phil Foden. Which was weird because when I was watching it, the commentators were basically saying they were bigging up Ryan Cherky, but somehow had to bring Phil Foden in when all Phil Foden had to do was just head the ball into the back of the net. But they were kind of saying, like, if Phil Foden, so when Phil Foden scored a goal, he basically ran to Cherky and was like, ooh, that was a good assist. And the commentators were like, look at that reaction from Phil Foden. He absolutely loves the assist. And if a player like Phil Foden loves your assist, you're doing something good. I was like, what? Huh? What pedigree does Phil Foden have in giving good assist for him to be like the gold standard of if Phil Foden loves your assist, you're doing something good? It's like, it's the English media, so they were so, they focused on the assist, no doubt about that. When Turkey gave the assist, they were like, yeah, it was a good assist, but they then went on to talk about Foden's reaction to the assist. Like, if Foden is reacting like that to the assist, then the assist must be good. And it's like, what's going on? What's going on? Like, praise Turkey for the assist. Don't bring, how does Foden, the assist, the goal from Foden was simple. It was just a header into the box. He doesn't have to do anything special. And they couldn't glaze the goal, so they had to glaze Foden's reaction to the assist. And it's like, anyways, cross into the box for Como, nothing happening there. Como are slowly building themselves up into the game here, but Inter Milan do have the quality to keep you at bay because Como have not had any major chances to create opportunities in the game. But yeah, Turkey's assist was good. They tried to make it look like Foden was, Foden is giving a thumbs up to that assist. Like, yeah, that's a good assist, Turkey. If they said that about Kevin De Bruyne, I'll tell you, hey, you know what? Kevin De Bruyne is like king of assists. So if Kevin De Bruyne is giving you a thumbs up for the assist, yeah, you should know you're doing something good. But Phil Foden, it's like, anyways, I don't know. English media, man. English media. I want to have a look at the other matches in the Prem. How did they end? The game has been stopped here for I don't know what's happening. I think it's a foul. This referee is making the game a little bit lethargic with the slowing down, and he's slowing the game down, not really making the games flow. A lot of stop starts, fouls, and I don't think he's even given a yellow card. He's just stopping the game for no reason. And it's kind of giving a slow burn. Very slow burn. Bournemouth drew to Chelsea. SKFC, I don't know if you're still watching this, but what's going on with your team? Chelsea they are very, very inconsistent. You win against Barcelona, you win against you win against Barcelona, you draw against Arsenal, and then you lose to Leeds and draw against Bournemouth. Like, we were all pouting you guys for winning the league, actually giving Arsenal some competition, and then you have 1 point from a potential 6th against Leeds and Bournemouth. It's incredible. I always say this: Chelsea are a very difficult team to pin down. Oh, Como here, pass to Nico Paz. I mean, you're not gonna give it Nico Paz any opportunity. Is this Maxime Kakare? He wins the ball very well. Oh, lovely tackle from Acherby to clear the ball out. But yeah, I think Chelsea are one of the teams you like. I think Morata was outside anyways. They're one of the most unpredictable teams in world football, Chelsea, because they play badly against small teams, and then they meet a Barcelona, an informed Chelsea, or an informed Arsenal, and then they put on brilliant performances. It's very weird. And it's not like they changed the team or anything. It's the same team. Same team. Thuram. Can he find a pass here? He can. To Cherby. The game is opening up here. Barella. He's got a good pass on him, Barella, but he goes for the simple one. Inter on the left-hand side here. Can they create something? They look more likely to score the second goal, Inter. They've slowed it down a little bit. Bastoni. All into the box. I think that's out for a goal kick. It is out for a goal kick for Kobo. Yeah. But again, I can't really judge I can't really judge Chelsea because we could be laughing at Chelsea and then they go on to win the Champions League. That's just Chelsea for you. They could be playing badly this season and then they'll go on to win the Champions League. So it's very, they're very unpredictable, Chelsea. Very, very unpredictable. I mean, the year they won the Champions League recently, was it 2022? Was it 2022? Chelsea won the Champions, 2021. But Chelsea's most recent Champions League, no one really thought they were going to win it. It just happened. They just won it. They got in the position and they just won it. So yeah. Como, 30 minutes gone here. Como have not really created anything, to be honest. Inter have looked the way better team. And I think it may be due to of the ball over the top, but Bastoni is right there. It's not gonna allow that. So again, know what he's doing on the right hand side. What is he doing? Is it a corner? What is Morata doing? Tried faking the shot, goes forward, and I think he pulled a groin. What? I put him across into the box, and I think he pulled his groin. I think he's injured because he couldn't put a cross into the box. Take him off. Just take him off. To be honest, I mean, take him off, Fabregas. Yeah, just take him off. Take him off. He's not adding anything to this Como side. I don't really think. Yeah, Duvikas is warming up. Take him off, man. Just take Morata off. He's not adding anything to this team at the moment. He's got injured here from doing absolutely nothing. Here's the goal again for Inter. It was a good strike from him, from Lautaro Martinez. It's a good strike. First time, lovely hit. Lovely hit. Lovely strike from Lautaro Martinez. What are your thoughts on Lautaro Martinez? I think he's a good striker. Let me know what you guys think about him. I think he is a good striker. Unfortunately, he doesn't get added to those conversations of some of the best players in the league, in the world, like Harry Kane, Erling Haaland, Mbappe. I think Lautaro could be in that conversation. Zielinski, lovely pass from I think it was Barella. He's still on the ball, Zielinski. Lovely footwork. Dumfries, ooh, close to the ball. Yeah, I think Lautaro Martinez, it was a kanji actually. Yeah, Morata's been taken off. Yeah, he hasn't added anything to this game. Gonna be very honest. And Duvikas is coming, and I think Duvikas is more exciting. I think, yeah, Duvikas is very, very much more exciting than Alvaro Morata, and I'm interested to see what he can add to this team. I think Como might go up a few levels here. Yeah, I really do think so. I haven't watched too much of Duvikas, but if he's anything better than Morata, that's gonna be a plus for sure. Como, thoughts on the World Cup grouping? I think it's interesting. I mean, the World Cup group stage draw was horrendous to watch. It was absolutely horrendous to watch. I mean, it's a bad advert for the USA, for anyone who's trying to host anything there, like a sporting event that isn't, it's not something that they do in the US. It was atrocious, the World Cup draw. Took an hour and 30 minutes before the draw actually began. Lovely footwork, Nico pass. Oh, he couldn't find the pass. Nico pass, he couldn't find the pass. And Inter have won the ball here. Barella on the right hand side. Can he find the pass? He almost usually does. But it's a block from the Como defender. Como need more quality in their team. Nico Paz has that quality, but he can't do it alone. I gotta stretch a little bit. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness me. My back. Can be my mid-20s and mid-20s, early 20s, and be having back problems. That's not good. DeMarco, ooh, good defender from Como. He's gonna pass from the back here. Is it a foul? It's a corner. It's a corner for Inter. Como looked lost. I'ma just say it. Como look lost. They don't look. They look devoid of ideas. They don't look like they can really create any major chances here. I'm gonna be real with you, and it's a testament to Inter's defense that Como are unable to do that, seeing as they have the best player in the league in their team. Crossing from DeMarco was a good cross to find a Cherby. Varela. But yeah, my thoughts on the World Cup grouping, I think it's interesting. You know, it's a different format. I mean, not a different format, but different rules, new teams, more teams, and now it's not just the top two of every group. It's the top two and the third best team in each group go to a round of 32. So I'm interested to see that. I am. Oh, lovely touch by Thuram, but Martinez can't really find anything. Como have looked very, very devoid of ideas here. Luis Enrique, lovely pass to find Thuram. He's still on it, Thuram. For a striker, I think Thuram is one of those players that for a striker, he's got good footwork. Like for a target man striker, he's got good footwork. Kind of like Alexander Isak. He's got good footwork. And he's got the pace on him too. Yeah, I'll make a video on the group stage draw, the World Cup group stage. I'll make a separate video reacting to that because I think there's some good matches there. Brazil Morocco, I think is going to be an interesting match. Um, South Africa Mexico, it's a nostalgia match because it was the first World Cup. It was actually the first World Cup I watched. I think. Yeah, Brazil versus Mexico was the first that year. Was it 2012? But the World Cup where Shabalala scored the first goal for South Africa, yeah, that was the first World Cup I watched, and it was brilliant. So South Africa versus Mexico, it's a nostalgia game, and I think it's going to be interesting because South Africa got some solid players, and they put on some solid performances in the qualifiers. There are some interesting matches. Portugal, I think, kind of have the easiest group. I mean, Colombia could cause some issues, but I think they're going to cause enough issues to be a problem for Portugal. So I think Portugal go through. And from what I've heard, lovely ball here. Referee in the way of a beautiful pass that could have been from Kakere. The referee blocks it. It's a good tackle here. Oh, beautiful tackle. Gets a bit of the man, but it's a good tackle. He wins the ball. Always a feisty tackle. Gonna go in the Serie. They are known for that. Leeds versus Liverpool is kicked off. Tottenham won 2-0 against Brentford. Newcastle won 2-1 against Burnley. Everton, Nottingham Forest. Everton are looking very good. Everton are looking very good. 4 out of their 5 games in the Premier League, they've won. One against Fulham, one against United, one against Bournemouth, and now they've won convincingly against Nottingham Forest. Adai, Como, can he find a pass? He can't. He's not looking for a pass. A pass was there. A pass was there for Adai to find, but didn't even raise his head to look for said pass. He does go back to call for a foul though. And Bastoni, that didn't look like a foul. That did not look like a foul at all. Ah, excuse me. Also, bats these. Inter Milan just passing the ball at the back. Nothing really brazy going on here. Brazy is a weird word. I don't think brazy is a word. Foul on the on Bastoni again. Zielinski actually. Thoughts on City this season? Manchester City are an interesting team. I don't know if they have it in them to actually go on and win the league. I mean, if it was Manchester City of old, you would think the position that they find themselves in, 2 points behind Arsenal, they probably rack up enough wins to give Arsenal competition. But the City of this season don't look like they can go on a really big winning run to potentially provide that threat to Arsenal. They're going to win games, definitely, but I don't think they're going to win enough games consistently to be a threat to Arsenal. Because I don't think they figured out the team yet, defensively especially. I think going forward, they're definitely good. And I think they're more watchable this season in the sense that they're playing more direct football, kind of like PSG. They're playing more direct football, kind of like PSG. So it makes them more watchable this season. I mean, look at the Ryan Cherky assist. How many times do you see a City player actually trying that? You know, entering the attack here. DeMarco is on the left hand side. He can put a good cross in. The block from Como, and they are another corner for Inter. Como look devoid of ideas. They really do. They really do look devoid of ideas. And I don't blame them. Inter Milan have looked on it today. Absolutely on it. Apparently, Barcelona are losing. Are they really? Oh, they are losing. Wow. Who scored? Anthony. Anthony scored. Another game where Rafinha is not started. Same lineup, apart from Ronaldo Araujo that played against Chelsea. Or Ronaldo Araujo and Pedri. Yeah, Pedri in the team. Barcelona are definitely gonna come back. I don't think Betis are gonna hold them off. I see Barcelona coming back, but I mean, if they don't come back, where does that put Real Madrid? That puts if they don't come back, Real Madrid could win our next game and go top of the league. Oh, Anthony could be doing us a favor here. Because if Barcelona lose this game, which is going to be very unlikely, and then Real Madrid win our next game, we go ahead of them with 2 points. So if Anthony can do us a favor, now would be the time. Anyways, I don't think so. I think Barcelona are going to come back. As long as Pedri's in that team, I think Barcelona are absolutely unbeatable. Or even if they're beatable, they're going to be very hard to beat. Como going forward again. Still nothing, to create chances. He can shoot from here. He doesn't look for the shots. Duvikas shot is blocked. He's looked significantly better than Morata since he's come on. Duvikas. Oh wow. That's a harsh yellow card. Yellow card for Peron of Como, and I'd say that's a harsh yellow card. I think the referee has kind of made the game a little bit boring. I mean, he wins the ball. That's a very harsh yellow. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't normally complain about Serie A refs, but that's a harsh yellow card. Mateus Peron won that ball. The Vicas, it was in a good position, and Barella came in with a clutch tackle. If he had gotten that shot off, we would have probably seen Como's first shot on target. Jan Sommer has not been tested at all. Another foul again. Stop start game. I tell you what, this is just a stop start game at the moment. It really is. Like any small thing. Yeah, look at this again. Ah, it's really frustrating when a referee ruins a really good game. It really is. Bayern going crazy this season? Yeah, I mean 5-0 against Stuttgart. It's very, very good. You're gonna win the league by, I mean, what's the points? What's the points difference? Harry Kane with 4 goals as well. I mean, the striker conversation for the Ballon d'Or is going to be very interesting. Three, three players at the moment. Wow. Three players at the moment that are absolutely on form in the striker position: Kylian Mbappe, Harry Kane, and Erling Haaland. Harry Kane for England, Erling Haaland for Norway, and Mbappe for France. The reason I'm adding their countries is because they've all qualified for the World Cup. So they all need to win a major trophy this season for their clubs to even be in the conversation for Ballon d'Or, because we know how the Ballon d'Or gets. So I don't think Haaland is going to win the Premier League. So he needs to try and, carry City to a Champions League. The referee, another yellow card for a Como player. I think he was asking for the yellow card. Diego Carlos. Diego Carlos, wasn't he formerly of Aston Villa? I think Como are losing their heads here. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That was a tasty tackle. That was a tasty tackle from Diego Carlos on Lautaro Martinez. Very tasty tasty tackle. I think Como are losing their heads a little bit here. Diego Carlos, wasn't he? Yeah. This is why I don't trust teams to beat Barcelona. In the time I've used to check Real Betis lead in Barcelona 1-0, you wouldn't believe the scoreline at the moment. It's 2-1 to Barcelona. Yeah, it's 2-1 to Barcelona. It took 7 minutes for Betis to score the first goal. And in 7 minutes, Barcelona has scored 2 goals. So yeah, I don't think, and I wouldn't be surprised if I go and check and see Pedri in the assist charts. Pedri isn't in the assist charts. Rooney Bargi and Jules Koundé are in the assist charts. And Ferran Torres with 2 goals. Not surprised, man. Not surprised. La Liga's quality is so bad. Like, the quality of players in La Liga has gone downhill. The first half has come to a close. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie, this game has not lived to the expectations I kind of had for it. Mainly, I think because of the referee. I think the referee has made this game a little bit of a stop-start game. We'll have a look at the statistics later on, but I think the referee has made this game a little bit of a stop-start game, and too many fouls. Some of them necessary, some of them unnecessary, and it's like, Nico Paz has played well, but he doesn't have a lot of quality around him to help him out. So, yeah, doesn't really matter at the moment. But yeah, as I was saying with La Liga, before we do check the stats, I think the quality of players in the league has fallen off a cliff. Sorry, I just gotta chug some water over there. But yeah, the quality of La Liga players has gone down a cliff, like so bad that you can't even trust. Because let's be honest, Barcelona and Real Madrid are not playing vintage Barcelona and Real Madrid football. You know, it's not like we're both on our game, top form, playing the best football we can. Barcelona have their flaws and Real Madrid have their flaws. But the fact that we have our flaws and we're still able to handle La Liga teams just speaks to the quality of the players in La Liga. It's so bad. You know, even in Europe, other La Liga teams, if it's not Barcelona and Real Madrid, there's no other La Liga team in Europe doing anything. And that didn't used to be the case. I mean, it could also be that the quality of managers in La Liga is horrendous. I mean, look at, apart from Xabi Alonso and Hansi Flick, which other manager can you really look at in La Liga and say, yeah, this is a top manager doing something? I think the manager of Vallecano is doing pretty well. Apart from that, can't really, you know, can't really say much. Maybe Girona's manager, but it's still not, still nothing crazy. Getafe's manager is kind of okay, but you know, it's still nothing really out there for you to think he's going to be the next big thing. So maybe the quality of managers in La Liga has gone downhill, and with that, the quality of players in the league has gone downhill. But we're here to talk about Inter Como. Let's have a look at the statistics. The statistics. The statistics. Let's have a look at the statistics. So, the statistics are in favor of Como. No, I lied. The statistics are in favor of Inter Milan. The only thing Como have that's in their favor is the possession numbers. And I've said this so many times, even when I play career mode, possession doesn't mean squat. You can have the ball, but if you're not doing anything with the ball, you're just wasting everyone's time. You're just wasting everybody's time. One shot the whole game for Como. They've had one shot the whole game. And, Inter have had several. And we've seen that. I think in the first 10 minutes of the game, Inter were relentless in their press, relentless in trying to go forward, aggressive, and they've been the better side. Convincingly been the better side. And Como have just been lackluster, not created any chances. And it's not due to the fact that they can't create chances, it's due to the fact that Inter have been very solid defensively. Very, very, very solid defensively. I think Nico Paz will probably be Como's best player. Yeah, I'm not too surprised. 6.9 for Nico Paz, probably a 7, to be honest. He's been very good. Martinez has been good. Barella has been decent. Çalhanoğlu has been good. Very, very good. I think Inter are also another, team that people are not looking at in terms of giving them the praise that they probably deserve. And, they've gone to Champions League finals multiple times, I think 2 years in a row. And, they've made it that far. Obviously, they've gone to the final and not played well, but to make it to the final is not an easy task. It really isn't. So, I think they've still got that quality. Players like Barella, Lautaro Martinez, Thuram, Çalhanoğlu, Jan Sommer, Bastoni. These are still quality players. Dumfries. And, the new players showing up. Not DeMarco. Luis Enrique. DeMarco as well. Good players. So I think Inter still have those quality players to keep up with some of the best. If Inter were to play Real Madrid, I would think Inter would get a positive result. I think they would give Real Madrid a tough time. Same with if they were to play Arsenal, if they were to play Barcelona, which they've played before. So I think, definitely, Inter have the quality of players to go very far. And, they've got that experience as well. As I said, most of these players in the starting 11, they've been to two Champions League finals, so they've still got that know-how to get there and be in and amongst it in terms of European competitions. So yeah, tomorrow Napoli versus Juventus, I think is going to be very good. My first time watching Juventus under Spalletti, they've been on a good run under Spalletti. So I'll be interested to see to watch that match. I'm very excited about it. Very excited about it. Leeds versus Liverpool is still 0-0 there. Did Salah start today? Salah didn't start today, so that's 3 games now. That's a big message. That's a big message. He's sending a big message to Salah. That's 3 games now. Salah hasn't started for Liverpool. I mean, interesting. Why doesn't he start Chiesa? He must be bad in training then. Chiesa must be bad in training for Slots not to start him because he's playing Szoboszlai on the right wing. And I know Szoboszlai can't play there, but rather than playing Szoboszlai on the right wing, you can play Szoboszlai in the middle and take off Wirtz and play Chiesa on the right wing. So does he not trust Chiesa? Weird one. Jeremy Frimpong is still injured as well. Oh my god. I'm a little bit tired actually. Haven't had too much sleep. Been busy working on some work stuff. Haven't had too much sleep, but we'll get it. Actually, do get your questions in the chat. I think I've noticed only FGH is asking some questions in chat. I mean, he's a regular contributor, FGH. But if you're watching and you have some conversations, you have some questions you want to ask, just like inquisitively, it doesn't have to be football related as well. You can just ask any questions, random questions. If you want to know something about me, you can ask. Obviously, if I can provide the information, I will. But if I can't as well, I'll probably tell you I can't. Well, yeah, do that. Do that. What do you think needs to change at United? That's a tough question to answer. Um, the easy answer is the manager. That's the easy answer, and that's the easy answer, and probably that's the most easiest thing to do. The easiest thing to do is to change the manager. So it's to sack Ruben Amorim and change the manager to someone else. That's the easy answer. The difficult answer is to change some of these players in the team and get better quality players. I'm talking Diego Dallo. I'm talking Bruno Fernandez. I'm talking Harry Maguire. I'm talking Casemiro. I'm talking um hmm, is Ahmad consistent enough for you to want to keep him? You know? He's a good player. Ahmad Diallo is a good player, but is Ahmad Diallo consistent enough for Manchester United fans to want to keep him? That's the question. Because you could get rid of these players and get in some quality players, some good quality players. So yeah, I think with United, it's a layered problem. It's a layered problem for Manchester United because the easy approach is to change Ruben Amorim and change the manager and have a new manager come in and bring a new system and new identity and everything and have a manager bounce. But the difficult, long-lasting solution is to change these players, because these players have been here for, the United players have been there for Eric Ten Hag, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ralph Rangnick, Mourinho. Like, it's weird how some of these players have been hanging around for this long and they're still. I mean, Luke Shaw. What is Luke Shaw still doing in a team, in any team, in 2025? Luke Shaw should not be the first name on your team sheet in 2025 if you're looking to win a match. That's just me. So some of these players are still in the team and you kind of question yourself as to why they're still in the team. So I think that's to me, that's the best solution for Manchester United. I think if they can get rid of these players and look at Brian and Mbeumo. And the thing with these players is that they're going to affect the new players as well. That's the problem. Look at Brian and Mbeumo. Look at Matheus Cunha. Look at Benjamin Sesko. Brian and Mbeumo was consistently performing for Brentford in the same Premier League. It's not a different league. He was consistently performing for Brentford in the same Premier League. Puts on a Manchester United shirt, performs for a little bit, and then falls down the cliff. Matheus Cunha, consistently performing for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Both teams, Wolverhampton Wanderers and Brentford, that have less quality players than Manchester United. So you can't even say that the Manchester United players are bad. I know people do say it for a laugh, like, oh, Manchester United players are bad. People say that for a laugh. But quality-wise, genuinely and sincerely, Manchester United have some of the best players in the Prem. So Brian Mbeumo is surrounded around quality players, but the mentality of these players is now starting to affect Brian Mbeumo. I mean, look at him. He hasn't played well for like 2 matches now, which never used to be the case at Brentford. Same with Matheus Cunha. So they're slowly starting to get infected. Slowly. And it's the same thing with Bruno Fernandes. When Bruno Fernandes first came to Manchester United, he was balling out of his mind. Bruno Fernandes at Sporting was balling out of his mind. First came to Manchester United, balling out of his mind. But slowly, the mentality of some of these players, Diogo Dalot, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, I mean, maybe not Harry Maguire, but some of the players, I mean, Marcus Rashford. I mean, case in point, Marcus Rashford literally said in an interview that the environment around Manchester United affected him mentally. So if a player that grew up at the club, from when he was a kid, grew up at the club, is saying that the atmosphere at Manchester United affected him and his performances, what say you a player that's coming from another club that doesn't know anything about, doesn't really know the intricacies about what's going on internally at Manchester United? What say you that you're going to perform? So I think it's a mentality thing, and the mentality at the end of the day is going to affect the environment. And when you don't clear it out, you might think it's not that big of an issue, but it's going to affect people. It really is. It's kind of like having something like smelly garbage, something, whatever, like a garbage dump in a corner of a room. It might not be big, but over time, it's going to, keep smelling. And the thing is, it's never going to get better. It's only going to get worse, the mentality. The smell of the garbage is only going to get worse the longer it stays. And it's going to get very difficult. It's going to get more difficult to get the smell out the longer it stays, because now the smell has gotten stronger. You can't keep bringing in new players, aka the deodorants and what perfumes or whatever to the room, hoping it's going to smell better. It might smell good for a little bit, but eventually the bad smell of the garbage is going to overpower the smell of the perfume, which is Brian and Bremo. He came to the club, looked good early days, and now he looks average. Cunha looked good, now looks average, and it's taken a shorter time now. Before it used to take a longer time at United for players to go, to become bad players or to become average or below average. Now it's taken a shorter time. It's not even been half a season, and already Brian Mbeumo and Mateus Cunha look average. It took Bruno Fernandes very long. Exactly. Anyways, they're coming in for the second half here. Gotta get my timer ready. That's enough Manchester United talk. It's a depressing team to talk about. It's a depressing team to talk about Manchester United. It very is. It very well is. Very, very depressing team to talk about. I feel bad for United fans. I really do. Because the reason I feel bad for them is mainly because now they've become accustomed to the nonsense going on in the club. You see players praising the law. Why Bruno to be sold? I don't think Bruno's a bad player. Let me just preface this. I don't think Bruno is that bad of a player that he needs to be sold. But I think he's still good enough for you to sell him and get, good money for, and then use that money to reinvest into the club. That's what I'm thinking with Bruno Fernandes. But yeah, I think with Manchester United, it's a bit of a weird one because their fans have become accustomed to the failure, and now their standards are mediocre, and it's just sad. It really is. Anyways, again, as I said, enough talking about Manchester United. It's a depressing topic. It's a depressing topic. Another substitution for Como here. I think it's a defensive sub. It is a defensive sub. I think the player that was on. No, it wasn't. It's not the player that was in a yellow card. The player on the yellow card was Diego Carlos. Another sub is coming on. Wow. Two subs at halftime. Are they going to make a difference? Let's see. Who is this? I feel like it's someone I have information about. Dida. I have no idea who that is. But hey, we're learning. We are learning. We are learning these players. I don't know what position he plays. I don't know who he is. Diao. Oh, Diao. Yeah. I saw him in the Juventus game. He came out in the Juventus game. He played well actually in the Juventus game. We're off in the second half. Can Como get something from this game? I think a draw. Based on how they've been playing and based on how Inter have been playing, I think a draw would be a good result for Como. That's what I'm thinking for them. Away from home, Inter looking good. I think a draw would not be a bad result for Como. 3-1 Barcelona Betis. I'm not too surprised, Rooney Bargi has got his first goal for Barcelona. Yeah, I'm not too, surprised. Pedri with the assists. I'm not too surprised. Can't really trust other La Liga teams to perform. As a Real Madrid fan, I know that you can't trust other La Liga teams to perform. Unless it's up against Real Madrid. Teams take performing against Real Madrid very seriously as compared to Barcelona. Enter here. Oh, that was a heavy pass. That should have been a simple pass to Barella. He's passing out from the back from Como. I mean, it's very courageous. It's very courageous. They pass out from the back in every situation. Every situation. Anyways, they're on the right hand side here. That was a weak cross from number 17 for Como. DeMarco. Lovely flick on from Lautaro Martinez. DeMarco, can he find the Thuram? He tries to find Thuram. It's a little bit too high. Thuram does acknowledge him though. He acknowledges he acknowledges the attempt. It was a good idea from DeMarco. Thuram would have needed extendo legs to get to that. Yeah. Still no really big chances for Como. Nothing to really, Is Unai Emery underrated? I think so. I think so. I think Unai Emery is severely underrated. What he has been able to achieve at Aston Villa is well nigh incredible, to be very honest with you. Keep in mind, a few seasons ago, Aston Villa were in the championship. People think Aston Villa are a Premier League regular, a team that's always in the Premier League. No, a few seasons ago, they were in the championship. So for Unai Emery to come in and take a mid-table team into consistently fighting for top 6 spots. The referee again has blown for a foul here. I'm going to be very real with you. The referee has made this game very, very weird. I feel like that's a yellow card for Çalhanoğlu. I feel like that's a yellow card for Çalhanoğlu. Is it? Has he been given a yellow card? He hasn't been given a yellow card. That looked like a yellow card tackle by Çalhanoğlu. But yeah, I think Unai Emery is very, very underrated. People are not giving him the praise he deserves. To be, at the moment, to be second in the league, 5 wins out of 5 what's his unbeat wins in a row so far for Aston Villa? I think it's like 7 wins in a row, including Europa League football. It's crazy what Unai Emery is doing at the moment for Aston Villa. And you look at that team, they don't really have the extreme quality of players that Watkins is a good striker. Martinez is a good goalkeeper. Morgan Rogers is a good attacking midfielder. Tielemans is an okay midfielder. And apart from that, Ezri Konsa is having a good season. I don't know if he's a really good center back. He starts for England, but I don't really think Ezri Konsa is on that level. So for him to do what he's doing with a limited resources, losing John Duran and players like that, it's impressive. It really is. DeMarco, can he put a good cross in? He can. Oh, that should have been 2. That should have been 2 for Lautaro and 2 for Inter. That was put on a plate. DeMarco, he didn't catch that well. Lautaro Martinez. And that should have been 2. But, I don't think Inter are really going to regret not putting that ball in the back of the net. I don't really think so. Because, again, as I said, Como look good, but it's not, No real big chances have been created by them. Oh, give me a second here. Actually, I have to go check something real quick. Real quick. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Like 2 minutes. Back. We are back. Oh my goodness. Still nothing going on. Como, come on. Come on, Como. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on, Como. Come on, Como. I was expecting y'all to do something. At least give Inter something to think about. You know? Give Inter something to gripe about. At the very least. It's not looking like it at the moment. Inter have done well keeping Como quiet, especially Nico Paz. It's 4-1 to Barcelona. I mean, Betis are just Ferran Torres with a hat trick. Letting Ferran Torres score a hat trick on your head is it's something, you know? Pedri with 2 assists. Yeah. Pedri's addition to the team is always, it's always gonna spell a good result for Barcelona. Cross into the box. Ooh, Como's actual first good chance of the game. It was a good cross into the box from Nico Paz, I believe. It was from Nico Paz. It's a good cross. Oh, he should have connected better with that. It's a good cross into the box. Ooh, Nico Paz is the only one creating any sorts of danger for Como here. And I'm not too surprised. But it's gonna take a lot more for Como to do something here. Lovely hold up play from Lautaro Martinez. DeMarco. Barcelona 4-1 against Betis. I mean, are we surprised? Are we really surprised? Foul for Como. Handball by Shalanoglu. I don't know what he's trying to do there, actually. Nico Pass. The only bright spark in this game. He's shooting from distance. I mean, it would have taken something spectacular to score from that distance by Nico Pass. But I understand. I understand why he's shooting from there. You might as well. To be honest, you might as well shoot from there because the way these players are playing for Como, he's better off shooting from that distance. Oh, it's a throw in for Como. Went off the interplay here. I thought it had gone out. Oh, tackle on the Como player. Why are they shooting from distance now? Two shots from distance now for Como. Peron almost got him in my Girona career mode actually. She's gonna be coming back Thursday, next week Thursday, 4 p.m. No, Tuesday episode actually. Actually, I was thinking of doing the Tuesday episode on a Wednesday, so we get Wednesday, Thursday, because I'm not gonna be around on Tuesday for the Girona FC 26 career mode. So I was thinking maybe I make it Wednesday, Thursday instead of Tuesday, Thursday, just for next week, you know. But I've also got some content I'm working on during the week. I don't really want to, disrupt my schedule because of that. Wednesday's Manchester City, Real Madrid as well. I mean, it wouldn't affect my streaming of the game. I'll think about it. You know, if I'm doing it on a Wednesday, you know. Yeah, but it's going well. It's going well. We finished mid table. We've sold some players. I've actually brought some new players into the club as well. I've played preseason, and I think I figured out how to get this game working in terms of performing, like playing well and getting good performances. I think I figured it out. So hopefully the next episode is going to be very interesting. I'm looking at that. Oh, I didn't even answer FG8's question. Do you sack Slot if he loses to Leeds? I mean, Chelsea have lost to Leeds. You sack Slots then? It's interesting because corner for Inter here. It's interesting because the reason that's even oh wow, it's a goal for Inter. I don't know if that was straight from the corner. Was that goal straight from the corner? Because Thuram is celebrating it, but I don't think it went off Thuram. Like, it's such a funny goal. Okay, they've given the goal to Thuram. So I guess it went off Thuram. I think the ball just bounced off Thuram. The corner from DeMarco was so good. Yeah. Thuram poked it in. Thuram poked it in. Yeah, Thuram poked it in. Good goal from Thuram. Alert in the box. Lovely delivery from DeMarco, by the way. No one's really marking him. And to be honest, to be very honest with you, I was expecting Como to come into this game and give Inter a tough time. But I want to give credit to Inter. I think Inter have handled Como very professionally. Like, they've handled Como like a team that doesn't have the experience of fighting for top four. Like if this was Napoli, Juventus, AC Milan, I think would see a different performance and a different result. But seeing as it's Como, they don't have the quality of players that an Inter would have to even compete with them. Inter have handled them like a team that doesn't have that quality and experience. So I think it's been an outstanding dominant performance from Inter. Como have hardly had a sniff at goal. Hardly. Very hardly had a sniff at goal. And it's a testament to Inter's defense. But yeah, back to talking about Arne Slot. I think it, it's going to be interesting. I don't think they sack Arne Slot this season. I think Arne Slot stays at Liverpool to the end of the season. I really do think so. Because, first of all, who do you even go for? Who do you realistically go for as Arne Slot's replacement? You know, international managers are not going to leave their their international jobs when they have a World Cup to prepare for. Are you going to get, a manager from a club? I mean, the only options I'm looking at now to come on and take over for at Liverpool is Areola at Bournemouth, and Areola at Bournemouth. Um, which other manager is an exciting manager? Good shots from Como. They've just been shooting from outside the box. Yeah, but I think the manager options, the manager market is so bad at the moment that it's, and I think that's one of the reasons Madrid haven't sacked Alonso. I really do think so. I think one of the reasons Madrid haven't sacked Alonso is there is no one to really go for. When Madrid had when Madrid went back for Ancelotti, it was because he was available. He was in the market. He was at a job that, you know, everyone was like, this is a level that Ancelotti should not be in. I mean, Ancelotti at Everton was like Pep Guardiola at Everton. It's not something you want to see, or was supposed to happen. So Ancelotti was basically available. This could be three for Inter here. DeMarco. Oh, it's three. Deflection. He's outside. He's outside. It was a good shot from DeMarco, but a deflection took it in to the back of the net. But I think he is offside. Lautaro Martinez was offside. But yeah, I think. I mean, was he offside? Lautaro Martinez didn't have a play in that. What? That's weird. That's a weird offside. Yeah, they're checking it. They're not checking it. So Lautaro Martinez was offside, but I think they're saying he had a play in it. I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. Anyways, yeah, I think the manager market is very, very bad at the moment. If you sack Arnie Slot, you don't really have other options to take over other than Areola. Which other manager can you really go for realistically that's going to leave their job? No big manager in a big team is going to leave their job. So you're looking at managers in a small team. I mean, Cesc Fabregas is an option you could go for. Um, who else is there? There's really no one else. Really, really no one else in the manager market that's going to leave their respective clubs and come to your club. You know, that's going to play a good brand of football, because Liverpool are not going to play um, Oliver Glasner type of football. So it's very difficult to see who they go for. So I think even if Slot loses to Leeds, obviously it gets to a point. A loss to Leeds would be bad, but then again, who do you go for? Because if you're sacking a manager, you have to have someone that, who's going to be coming up next. So yeah, I think those are the considerations that clubs and owners are making when it comes to sacking and keeping managers. Free kick here for Como. Can they get a consolation goal? I don't think so, but let's see. Ball into the box. Across the face of goal. And it was Nico Paz again. He's been their best player, hands down. He has been their best player by far. It was a good header. It's a corner, though, actually. It was actually a very good header. And it went off the back of a Cherby. So my answer to that is no. I don't think you sack Arnie Slots. I don't think you sack Arnie Slots even if he loses to Leeds. Yow. Ball out. 66 minutes. We have reached, we have passed the hour mark at the moment. Where's my water? All into the box. Nothing going on. This is just a reminder that Como are, they're not there yet. If they're aiming to get Champions League football, they're not there yet. And, if Nico Paz wasn't in this team, it'd be a worse results for them. I need to buy a new chair, actually. Sitting posture in this chair is absolutely horrendous. Barcelona is still leading 4-0. I mean, 4-1. Might as well be 4-0. You know, might as well be 4-0. Calhanoglu over to Barella. Luis Enrique. Inter looking for the third here. I did say I wanted goals. Enrique, straight at the goalkeeper. I did say I wanted goals, and at the moment, all the goals are coming for Inter. Nico pass finds a good pass, and it's blocked by Inter. Story of the game. Good passes have been found, and they've been blocked by Inter. Henrik Mkhitaryan is coming on for Inter. Nico pass again, goes for a shot. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not even mad at him shooting from that distance, Nico Pass. He might as well. Because Inter Milan are not going to allow him to get into that 18-yard box. Inter are definitely not going to allow him to get into that 18-yard box. So he might as well shoot from that distance. They have marked him brilliantly this game. Barella coming off for Henrik Mkhitaryan. a Oh, it's not Barella. It's not Barella. It's Zielinski coming off for Henrik Mkhitaryan. Oh, that was a weird one. And Barella had taken off his gloves and everything. That was weird. Barella had taken off his gloves and everything, ready to get subbed off. That was weird. Ballon d'Or predictions. Oh, ew, that's an interesting topic. It's very early to predict Ballon d'Or. We haven't had knockout stages of the Champions League. We're midway through the season, the knockout stages of the Champions League will determine, I think, who wins the Ballon d'Or. Saying that though, the World Cup, I think, is going to determine more who wins the Ballon d'Or. Let me just say this for the Ballon d'Or predictions. I think if Spain wins the if Spain wins the World Cup, they're gonna find a way to give it to Lamine Yamal, because already, he didn't even win. He didn't do that much last season, and they were already he was second. You can't tell me Lamine Yamal did more than Rafinha for Barcelona last season, and he was second in the Ballon d'Or rankings. So if Spain win the World Cup, they're gonna find a way to give it to Lamine Yamal. If Spain win the World Cup and Barcelona win La Liga and someone else wins the Champions League, you're going to find a way to give it to Lamine Yamal. Whatever way they do find it, they'll find a way to give it to Lamine Yamal. So that's for Spain. If Barcelona win the Champions League, they're gonna find a way and give it to Lamine Yamal. So Lamine Yamal has two routes to win the Ballon d'Or, because I think they just want to give it to Lamine Yamal because they're like, oh, he's the next Messi, which is crazy, to be honest. He's not. I don't think he's anything close to Messi. But anyways, Diao, good shot straight at the goalkeeper. Yeah, I mean, Como have just been forced to take shots outside the box. Anyway, yeah, so Lamine Yamal has two routes to win the Ballon d'Or: win the World Cup with Spain or win the Champions League with Barcelona. I think if he can do that, he has a very good chance of winning the Ballon d'Or. So that's for Lamine Yamal. Mbappe needs to win either the Champions League or the World Cup. If he can win the World Cup, I think they'll give it to Mbappe. If he can win the Champions League, it's tricky. This is a tricky one. Now we're having Ballon d'Or conversations. Good chance here. Oh, could be four. Could be three. Give me a second here. Let me just take this. Let me just take this. Give me a second here. We are back. So with Como still not been able to create anything this game. Anyways, back to the Ballon d'Or conversations. So I think with the Ballon d'Or at the moment, I've given you two scenarios. If Spain win World Cup, Lamine Yamal takes it. They'll find a way to give it to Lamine Yamal. If Barcelona win the Champions League, Lamine Yamal takes it. They'll find a way to give it to Lamine. Oh, that was very close for Como. That's the closest Como have come to actually scoring a goal. That's the closest. That was like a cutback. And it could have been a tap in if someone was there, but there was no one there. So yeah. So I think, to be very honest, this Ballon d'Or everyone is saying Mbappe, Haaland, Harry Kane. Some people are even, talking about Declan Rice because Arsenal are doing very well this season. But I think people are forgetting Lamine Yamal. And I'm not saying that because he's a good player. I'm saying that because the media absolutely adore Lamine Yamal. So, as funny as it may seem, because last season, you would have been crazy to say Lamine Yamal would be second in the Ballon d'Or. But the Ballon d'Or rankings came out and he was second. So it's not crazy to say if Spain win the World Cup, they're going to give it to Lamine Yamal, whether he performs well or not. So I think my Ballon d'Or predictions are between Lamine Yamal, Mbappe. I want to say Haaland, but I think Manchester City are not going to win any major trophy this season. I would be very surprised if they can do it. If Manchester City can win any major trophy, and I'm talking Champions League or Premier League, if Manchester City can win any of those major trophies, I would be very surprised. And if they can do that, I think Erling Haaland should be in that conversation. The only way Erling Haaland can get himself in a very good spot to win the Ballon d'Or is if he can do what Modric did for Croatia in the World Cup. So if Haaland can carry Norway very far in the World Cup, I think he puts himself in a very good conversation to, win the Ballon d'Or. I mean, if he can take Norway to the finals, I think he takes it. If Haaland can carry Norway on his back, scoring goals like he did in the qualifiers, and take Norway to a World Cup final, I think they give it to Erling Haaland based on the fact that he's had a beautiful season for Manchester City and he's been able to take Norway to a World Cup final. So Haaland needs to either win. I don't even think if Haaland wins a Champions League with Manchester City, they give it to Haaland. So it's two players now. I have two players that I think it's easy for them to win the Ballon d'Or. Lamine Yamal and Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe needs to either win the Champions League or the World Cup to secure his spot in the Ballon d'Or. Same with Lamine Yamal. Erling Haaland, on the other hand, needs to do a lot more. Because we've seen Erling Haaland has won a treble with Manchester City and didn't even get considered for the Ballon d'Or. He was second to Messi, who just won a World Cup. So I think Erling Haaland, being the type of player he is, a lot of people don't regard Erling Haaland for the way he plays football. So that's why I'm saying people are not going to vote for him in the Ballon d'Or conversations. So he needs to do something that's really, really, extraordinary. Take Norway to the finals. I mean, if he wins the World Cup with Norway, give him everything. Give him everything. So Haaland needs to do a lot more to win the Ballon d'Or. Harry Kane is a different subject because he's playing very well for Bayern Munich at the moment, but I don't know if they'll consider him for Ballon d'Or, which is weird, which is very weird. So my Ballon d'Or predictions, I think this season, top two is going to be between Kylian Mbappe and Lamine Yamal, which is very stupid because Lamine Yamal isn't performing to the levels that Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland is. But if I know the Ballon d'Or, like I've known the Ballon d'Or for almost, 10 years now, if I know the Ballon d'Or the way I know the Ballon d'Or, they're going to find a way and put Lamine Yamal in that conversation. So I think top three is going to be between, first and second is going to be between Mbappe and Lamine Yamal, and third is going to be Erling Haaland. And then the fourth, maybe they put Harry Kane in there. That's what I'm thinking. And then they'll find a way to put an Arsenal player in there. I mean, The reason I haven't mentioned any Arsenal player is I don't see anyone that has that aura around them. Keep in mind, you need to have aura to win the Ballon d'Or, which is stupid again because Ballon d'Or is the best player in the world, not the player with the most aura in the world. But you need to have that aura and, this could be three for Inter here. Mkhitaryan, what is he doing, Mkhitaryan? Shoots from there. Oh, lovely shot. Who was that? Number 20, Çalhanoğlu. Hey, I'm not surprised. He's a good player that can score a goal from distance. It's 3-0. The third goal has been coming. If you've realized, I've not really been talking about the match because it has been a trouncing. It has been an absolute trouncing from Inter Milan on Como. They have basically babied Como. They've handled Como like a team that doesn't have that experience. Como have hardly tested Jan Sommer of Inter Milan, and Inter have, from minute 1 till minute 80 at the moment, Inter Milan have just been walking all over Como, which again is a testament to Inter's quality because Como have been brilliant this season. They've kept Nico Pass quiet, who has been the best player in Serie, so it really is a testament to how good Inter Milan actually are. They've made Como look like a team that are not ready for top 4, which, again, testament to how good Inter Milan actually are. Really, really good performance. But again, I think Como, there's nothing really bad Como should be. You shouldn't feel hard done by if you're Como. You're just like, hey, we came up against probably next to Napoli, the best team in Italy at the moment, and we weren't able to do anything. So I'm not too surprised about the results. I did think it was going to be an interesting game. We've seen goals, 3-0 is always. I mean, it's a good scoreline. But I was expecting Como to at least get a couple of goals, maybe one, maybe two. 3-2 would have been an amazing scoreline. But yeah, so yeah, my Ballon d'Or predictions are yeah. So for Arsenal, let me just talk about a potential for an Arsenal player to win the Ballon d'Or. Declan Rice is the only player in Arsenal I think has the potential to win the Ballon d'Or. And the only way he can do that is Arsenal need to sweep everything. Premier League, Champions League. If you can add the Carabao Cup, it raises your chances. And then Declan Rice needs to ball out in the World Cup. Like, I think he needs to win the World Cup. I'm gonna be real with you. I think if Arsenal win the Champions League and Premier League, Declan Rice needs to win the World Cup to even be in the conversation for Ballon d'Or, if I'm being honest with you. That's the only claim Declan Rice can have to the Ballon d'Or. If he wins the Premier League, the Champions League, and the World Cup, which again, I'm not trying to say like that should be the standard for winning the Ballon d'Or, because if Arsenal are able to win the Premier League and Champions League, the World Cup doesn't happen during the season. It happens after the season. And if England are able to go to like the semi-finals or the finals of the World Cup, that's still a big achievement, you know? And Declan Rice should be considered. But we all know they're not going to consider Declan Rice because he doesn't have that, Jude Bellingham, like Jude Bellingham. The time Bellingham was considered for Ballon d'Or, he had that aura around him. That's what made him, be considered for the Ballon d'Or. So Declan Rice needs that to even be in that conversation. So it's going to be difficult. So my top three: Mbappe, begrudgingly Lamine Yamal, and then Erling Haaland. If that changes across the season, we'll see. Anyways, this game is over. 6 minutes to go. They're just making subs now. Sucic is coming on for Lautaro Martinez. Diouf, who was also my FC26 Girona career mode, is coming on. Barella for Diouf, Sucic for Lautaro Martinez. Let's have a look at the other matches going on. Liverpool 2-0 up against Leeds. Ekitike. I mean, I don't know why Ekitike doesn't start consistently for Liverpool. He's way better than Isak at the moment. Ekitike should be started every game for Liverpool. He's got 2 goals now, and it looks like it's going to be a win for Arne Slot. That's 3 games now. He has not started Salah, and he has gotten good positive results, which doesn't speak well of Mohamed Salah, if I'm going to be very honest. It doesn't, paint a good picture for Mohamed Salah. DeMarco, left-hand side, can put a good cross in. This could be 4. It is 4. It's getting bad for Como here. It's 4-0. I mean, there is a beating, and there is also this. And if I'm Como, if I'm Cesc Fabregas, I'm a little bit disappointed. Losing is never good, but losing 4-0 when it could have been 2. I feel like it could have ended 2-0. Carlos Augusto with the goal as well. I feel like this could have ended 2-0, and I think a lack of mentality and concentration has led to this going to 4-0. I think this could have been defended better. This could have been defended way better. Yeah, Carlos Augusto back post. He's just left unmarked, and it's a simple finish. I mean, I would have scored that. That's a lie. That's a lie. I wouldn't have scored that. I would not have scored that. But yeah, I think Cesc Fabregas is going to be disappointed. He's going to be very disappointed with the fact that this has gone from 2-0 to 4-0 in a match that could have just ended 2-0. I think, yeah. Anyways, the match was over a long time ago. It was over a long time ago. It's just you had to, do damage control, and Como are not doing that. I mean, the way Inter are playing this, they could be looking for 5 here. RB Leipzig 4-0 against Eintracht Frankfurt. Jesus. That's a scoreline. Baumgartner and Diomande. Is that the Diomande from Sporting? I believe it is the Diomande from Sporting. Jan Diomande. It's not the Diomande from Sporting. It's a 19-year-old Ivory Coast right winger. I have no idea who that is. I believe Usman. Oh, it was Dortmund. It's Dortmund. Okay. Usman Diomande is at Dortmund. Harder, Conrad Harder is also from Sporting. 88 minutes here. It's not. Yeah. It's over for Como. They just have to do damage control at the moment. Keep it at 4-0. I mean, 4-0 is already bad. You could have kept it at 3-0, at 2-0 actually, but, you know. But they're still in the conversation. They're still in the conversation for top. They're still in the conversation for top 6. I don't know about top 4 because Napoli is that offside. I think Diop was offside. This could be 5. Diop, he looked for the goal himself. Was he offside? Yeah, it was offside. He missed the goal, but he was offside. He should have passed the ball probably, but he was offside. 90th minute here. Who's going to be man of the match? Actually, that's a good question. I haven't even thought about that. My man of the match, probably Chalanoglu. Barella has done well too, but I think Chalanoglu has a goal and assist. It's between Barella and Chalanoglu because Barella was a big part of keeping Nico Paz quiet. So I think Barella and Chalanoglu is between both of them. Yeah, I really do think so. The Inter looking for the fifth goal here. They're still playing with that relentlessness. 90th minutes. We don't know how many minutes of added time here. I think the referee might be 3 minutes of added time. Who's the best player in the world in your opinion? At the moment, I'd say it's between Kylian Mbappe and Harry Kane. Erling Haaland is a close third, but I think it's between Kylian Mbappe and Harry Kane, and I think I'll be leaning more to Kylian Mbappe. Not because I'm a Real Madrid fan, but because I think in terms of performance, the performances Kylian Mbappe is putting on is really good. It really is. You know? It really, really is. And people are gonna say he scored a lot of penalty goals, but he's also scored a lot of non-penalty goals as well. He scored a lot of non-penalty goals as well. And people that also say he doesn't perform in big matches. I mean, Harry Kane was absent in the Arsenal match. I don't think he did. He score a goal in the PSG match. Holland has been a little bit. I mean, Holland has been better in big matches this season. Actually, I can't say that because he scored in the Arsenal match. He didn't score in the Leverkusen match. He scored in the Dortmund match actually, and he scored in important qualifiers for his country. So for me, I think it's Mbappe. At the moment, the best player in the world for me is Mbappe. Overall performances, it's definitely Mbappe. I would have leaned to say an Arsenal player, maybe Declan Rice, but I haven't seen enough of Declan Rice to say he's out and out the best player in the world at the moment. You know, he's in the conversation for sure. Declan Rice is in the conversation for sure, but he's definitely not up there. So if I had to say a top five, so top five best players in the world at the moment: Mbappe, Holland, Harry Kane. Number four would probably be Declan Rice, and then number five, I'll probably give it to Gabriel. I really would. I really would probably give it to Gabriel. Yeah. So top five for me: Mbappe, Holland, Harry Kane, Declan Rice, and Gabriel for Arsenal. But that's gonna be the game here. Como, very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. But it wasn't a disappointing in the sense that they didn't play well. It was a disappointing in the sense that they got absolutely shut out by Inter Milan. They got absolutely silenced. You know, it was like bringing a gun, bringing a stick to a gunfight for Como. It was absolutely, humbling for them. Really, really humbling for them. And I think it does speak to the fact that they don't have the quality yet. Apart from Nico Paz, who was definitely their man of the match, they don't have the quality yet to compete with the best of the best. I'm sure they're still going to be in the conversation for top six. I don't think top four, because I don't think they can hang with Napoli. I don't think they can hang with Inter. Maybe they can cause some issues to AC Milan. Juventus, maybe Juventus at the moment, they can cause some issues. They won't be able to hang with them. And that's the top four, So I think they're going to be in a conversation for top six, definitely. Because apart from Nico Paz, you can't really look at the team and see any other quality. But then again, Inter Milan, as I said, they've got quality players all around. And I think Çalhanoğlu and Nicolo Barella, two midfielders that I think are very underrated when it comes to the conversation. So some of the best midfielders in the world. I think Barella has been one of the best midfielder in the world for a really long time, and he's not been in that conversations consistently. And I think they've shown their quality today, and it's a big win for Inter Milan. I mean, let's have a look at the league table before we wrap up today's stream. Looking at the league table, Inter Milan, top of the table, AC Milan have an opportunity to go top if they win. Same with Napoli tomorrow against Juventus. We're going to be streaming that live. So if you do want to catch that, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications as well. Napoli versus Juventus. If Napoli win, they go top of the table. So Inter have put themselves, they've faced what's ahead of them and they've won their game. That's all they can do. That really is all they can do. So Napoli and AC Milan have to also win their games to keep the title race interesting. But I think Napoli versus Juventus, Spalletti's Juventus that we've not watched this season. We've watched Juventus, but not Spalletti's Juventus. It's going to be a very, very interesting match. And for that to be my first match watching Spalletti, I'm very, very interested. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I have absolutely enjoyed the stream, enjoyed the questions and the conversations. I will definitely catch you guys tomorrow for the Napoli versus Juventus game. Stay safe out there.